11,300 subscribers did this. It says why Gen Z doesn't want to work. So, me and my unrepressed or repressed feelings for the generation, well, it looks like maybe more people might have some of that. Any excuse not to accept and take accountability and do something different to get a different result. The purity definition of insanity. And first of all, one, we already knew this. Two, even though these videos confirm it, we already knew this. And three, when I find those articles again, we're going to go over that too to show and prove why they want to be upset and mad instead of do something about it. If you are a person that don't want to do something to change your situation and you think that everybody has to change for you, you're doomed. You're doomed. Rachel, thank you so much. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate you, boo. She said Gen Z elected Mayor Mandambi, that's what I call him, in the NYC because he promised minimum wage to be $30, free train bus rides. Mandambi won and could not do those things. I'm happy. Oh, we waiting for it all, boo. Trust me when I tell you. He has free daycare for 2-year-olds. And I'm like, I wonder how much that helps the damn city. And they're supposed to increase it each year. And I think they may have opened up one grocery store, if I'm not mistaken. I know that's why they elected him. I absolutely know that's why they elected him. A bunch of Gen Zers for the most part, maybe lower end millennials. Smokey, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate you. Maybe some lower end millennials, but there's no way anybody with any common sense thinks that it makes sense for somebody else. Thank you for the sparkles, boo. Anybody thinks that anybody else is going to control you and run you, and that's going to end up being a situation. If you didn't like it when you were living at home with your moms and your dads, why do you think that you're going to like it when you're out in the world and you think you're free? If you didn't like it at home with your mom and dads, then why is it that you think you're going to go out here right now and think that you're going to like being told what to do with strangers or entities? There's no thought process. There's no thought process. Anyway, all right, let's hear his video.
I cannot stand how the news has been dogging Gen Z.
Here's the real reason why Gen Z doesn't want to work.
These kids don't want to work today.
What up? So today we are going to talk about Gen Z in the workforce and not wanting to work. And I really think you can roll a lot of millennials into this as well, because I myself am a millennial and I actually agree with a lot of the thought processes that we're about to see today. But without further ado, let's get into it.
I cannot stand how the news has been dogging Gen Z and calling them lazy for not wanting to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of their lives. Let me put it in perspective for everybody who's a little confused here, okay? I work 5 days out of the week, 40 hours a week, okay? I do not make enough to live on my own. I would not make enough to pay rent, water, electric, and eat.
I think about this all the time with
Generation X. When you first went out on your own or got your job 40 hours a week, were you able to live on your own, Bueller? Whatever your first real job was, were you able to then take that, get up and go live on your own? I don't know why these people think that's how it works. I don't know why these people think that's how it works. Exactly. 40 hours. So I'm just going to work 40. Ma'am, if you ain't got no kids, why are you not working more? Oh, she got to have a life too, you know. She got to have a life too, you know. They're crazy. This is ridiculous.
With my kids and the future and what it's going to look like for them, because price.
You could live on your own. 20 years ago, when you first started, you were able to do everything that I'm now struggling to do.
How does she know what happened 20 years ago? 20 years ago, you could do this. What is she talking about? These people are in delusion. Maybe you should talk to some people before you make these assumptions about how we lived. This bitch don't know what she's talking about at all.
Another perspective here. You've been working for 20 years. You have 20 years of working experience behind your belt. You have 20 years of experience in a career that has allowed you to gain raises, to get more money.
That's how it works. Exactly. That's how it works. What did she not hear herself? Are these people intelligent? Are these people smart? That's how it works. What are we talking about?
To profit you in an economy that you created. You can sit here and you can call Gen Z lazy all you want, but I've been working my tail end off just to barely make it by. And respectfully, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to work my tail end off, wasting all of my life working just to barely be able to pay my bills. And that is what you created, not Gen Z. We're just here getting started. You've been doing it for the last 20 years.
Oh, here we go. It's your fault. It's your fault. You created this. Oh my God. It's your fault. Lazy, whining asses. That is hilarious. She just knows so much, and this is your fault. She knows so much. You all could do this. None of us lived on our own. None of us lived on our own. American man said, I live with roommates and work 50 hours, party 3 days a week, did DRUGS until my mid-20s. Exactly. Man, listen, I'm not co-signing the DRUGS, but do they ever think about roommates? And look at the fact that you work 50 hours. And you maybe even worked more, but she talking about straight 40 hours. So did she miss the part where she said we worked for 20 years? You don't get it in the beginning. You work for it. No, we see what you have. We want it now. Just like we're watching Bezos and the dude from Facebook and all the rest of them with all their money and they live and how they live and all that type of stuff. Oh, she don't know where they started. Just like I said with Bezos. And even Zuckerberg started in the garage, if I'm not mistaken, right? They don't want to see all that. That's where y'all are. They just want to jump straight to the top, which is why they become whores, okay? And then they end up deceased in foreign countries and not able to come back home. And I guess that's our fault too. I will not accept that. That's your fault. That's your fault. They want to jump to the end with no work. I don't want to work all my life. No one said... I don't want to work for a 9 to 5 for 20 years. You don't have to work a 9 to 5 for 20 years. Why don't you plan your fucking life? Why don't you plan on what you want to do? Why don't you talk to some of the people where you think you know what they did and actually find out how they lived initially and how they got to where they are? Nope, that don't make much sense now, does it? Ooh, I tell you, interesting, ain't it? She mad. She mad.
You tell me how it got ruined. We can sit here and we can call Gen Z lazy all you want, but you let the economy turn into what it did. You let it all run to hell. And now it's Gen Z's fault because we don't want to work to fix your mistakes.
She's a little animated, but I do agree with her because things are not what they used to be for prior generations. And it's true. Like in the past, people were able to provide for a family, buy a home, buy a car.
Sir, millennial sir, they got married. This is another part that they don't want to acknowledge because they want to be so feminist and they want to be everybody is equal. Excuse me. And they don't want no traditions and they don't want no man, ain't no man since she's a girl. And listen to her, I'm pretty sure that's where she's not a Republican at all. But let me say conservative. But they don't want to hear that part. So how many people, Generation X, if you're here and if you're on replay, knew someone that just came out of the box and then bought a house? People got married, they combined their incomes and they bought houses and they afforded life together. These people will not do it. They will not see that part. They're not trying to hear that. We just said that Jeff and Mackenzie got together. She was his secretary in order for them to amass Amazon. Zuckerberg was in the garage with a couple of people, if I'm not mistaken. And so was Job, the one from Apple, Steve Jobs, another one. I'm confused. Just say because you think everybody could afford a house because it was this much. We made $4.25 an hour. What are you talking about? What are they talking about? Just talking out of the side of their neck with no information. This is just straight up pocket watching.
Live an okay life on minimum wage. And to stay at a job forever and get raises. I learned very quickly after I fixed my life and got into the working class of America, I learned that raises do not keep up with inflation. And
raises do not keep up with inflation. So you need to make moves so that you can overcome inflation. That's how that works. If you just get a job and then you just stay there, listen, those jobs where people used to work for General Motors and the other car companies and big factories, you know what? That shit is going. I didn't benefit from none of that. And honestly, I wouldn't want to do it, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just not what I would want to do. Somebody had to do it. That's basically baby boomers. They made money from that. Shout out to them. I couldn't imagine being on a line doing the same thing over and over and over again. The rest of us probably ended up going into corporate America. That's where I ended up going into corporate America. And that's Groundhog Day enough of the time. But no, the raises that they give are not going to keep up with inflation. So you know what you got to do? You got to move on to higher positions. That means you got to apply. That means you got to get your skill set up. You got to get with, what is it called? You got to, oh God, y'all help me. When you You basically getting to know people, so that you can know them for later, and then they can supposedly allegedly help you with a leg up. I can't even think of it because I don't even do it no more. You gotta talk to people. You gotta make moves. You gotta be known. People gotta know you. They don't want to hear this. They're not trying to hear this. And somebody said a little while ago, Ms. AB said, I knew a new Gen Z person in my office said that I am affecting her mental health. Ma'am, you have to do your job. You cannot sit here all day and not do the work. If you do not want to do the work, you can leave. Thank you, boo. Networking. Thank you, guys. You got to network. I bet you they don't know what that word is either. If you're not going to, excuse me, this is what you do at this age. This is just what you do. You have to go get to know people, not the people that you know when you get out of work. You have to go into work and know people. If you want to move on, if you want to get a raise, if you want to get a higher position, if you want to do something more, they don't want to do that. They think it should be given to them. And for this dude to be saying this, you can put him right back in there. Amazon starts at $19.05 hourly. I started at $4.25. And then at one point, $25 a day. You're sitting up here talking, when me and my husband got married, we both made $25 a day. $25 a day. Now, I don't know what the hell that calculates out to hourly. It's about maybe $5 an hour. It's about $5, maybe a little bit less than $5 an hour. And these people can start at 19, and you think that things are any different? It moves on. That's how it works. I can't imagine having $19 an hour back then. And then we combined income and still couldn't get a place that we needed a co-signer. Do y'all hear me? So it wasn't, we went to work and then we went out there and then we tried to find a place. We did. And guess what? They said no. And so we had to get a co-signer. Child, these people swear they know so much and don't know shit.
Generally, raises are just not enough to change your lifestyle, your life, anything. It's just a little bit to keep you on a little bit longer. And I can argue both points. Like, these are businesses that need to be cost effective.
Damn, this is 1.5 speed and he still sounds slow.
But the problem comes when you have the higher ups making a significant amount more than everybody else.
Listen to that. You have the higher ups making a significant amount more than that. How do they do this, y'all? This is wild to me. So they think they should make CEO money while doing no work? Do these people not understand that those people, a CEO of a company is responsible for the whole company? They don't even realize that. All these people do is freaking pocket watch. That's it. Lazy. They don't want to do any work. It's lazy. They definitely are the lazy generation. Slim Daddy, I appreciate you. He said Gen Y millennials embody instant gratification and microwave attention span. Why can't they work a second and third job? I started with only grocery bag tips. I don't know. Because the rest of their time should be lounging in leisure and doing what they want to do. And no one says that you have to do it your whole damn life, but child, you got to do something in order to get someplace. This is how closed off with the mind that these people are. It's wild to listen to. And the fact that this man is thinking the same way is crazy.